Here are 5 tips and misconceptions related to routine vehicle maintenance. Number 1 is fluids.
This is in reference to any fluid that is essential to the drivability of your combustion engine vehicle.
And no, I'm not just talking about topping up your washer fluid when it runs out.
From oil changes to brake fluid flushes, every fluid that contributes to the drivability of your vehicle has a specific time and distance interval in which it should be changed. It can be often found in one's owner's manual, and it is crucial to a vehicle's longevity. If not changed over time, fluids break down, they don't lubricate as well, they cause friction and overheating within an engine, transmission, or gearbox, they cause leaks and eventual failure of certain components such as engine timing components, head gaskets, gearboxes, transmission components, brake master cylinders, many different fluid seals, and more, which can cost a fortune and sometimes a new engine entirely. The problem is that the service interval for these fluids isn't always all available, and even when it is, it can sometimes be misleading. The best example of this is the interval for changing the transmission fluid. Some manufacturers actually tell you that the transmission is sealed for life and that you don't have to change the fluid at all. The sealed for life part, however, doesn't mean the life of the vehicle, it means the life of the transmission. But car brands conveniently leave out that clarification. This is definitely misleading to drivers who don't think they don't ever have to touch that fluid, when in reality, their transmission slowly becomes a ticking time bomb. Some make and models don't even have a transmission drain plug in order to make it harder to drain the old fluid out and try to force you to return to the dealership for proper servicing. Getting a second expert opinion and doing proper research can go a long way.
Number 2 is what you can learn just by looking at your tires.
Just looking at your tires can tell a story. Here's what even tire tread wear looks like, and here's what very uneven tire tread wear looks like. If your tires look like the latter, it's time for an inspection. Many different factors can lead to uneven tire tread wear, and the sooner you notice it, the quicker you can prevent major repairs from piling up. It's a lot more than just needing to buy new tires prematurely. Many worn out or broken suspension components can cause uneven tread wear and knock out your wheel alignment. Items such as worn out control arm bushings, loose ball joints, tie rods and wheel bearings, broken springs, and worn strut mounts. All of these can affect your premature tire wear and wheel alignment being off-centered. If left unattended, these issues pile up and may lead up to otherwise preventable failures on your vehicle. So even if you don't hear any odd noises or feel like your vehicle is driving fine, take a look at your tires every so often. It might just save you a lot of money down the line.
Number 3 is understanding your dashboard's indicators.
Dashboard warning lights are the best line of communication between yourself and your vehicle, and they can indicate certain issues before they get a lot worse. The owner's manual usually explains these indicators in better detail, but here are a couple crucial ones to remember. This is the battery warning light. When illuminated, it indicates that the vehicle's battery is no longer being charged sufficiently by the alternator, which means that the vehicle's electrical system is running solely on the charge reserve in the battery. A vehicle's battery without being constantly charged by the alternator can typically only last around 20 minutes before it runs out of juice. At that point, electrical systems shut down, such as your power steering, some control modules, and accessories. So if you see this light appear while driving, don't panic, but do pull over rather soon and call a tow truck before you get stranded. Another one to remember is related to the check engine light. This light is probably the most common to illuminate when an issue arises because it encompasses many more aspects of a vehicle's faults and functionality. Usually when this light comes on, it is not an immediate issue requiring you to take action. The exception to this is when the light comes on and starts flashing on and off. It can indicate a few different severe problems that require immediate attention in order to do the least harm to the engine. Issues such as a severe misfire, bad oxygen sensors, or a failing catalytic converter can cause irreparable damage to critical engine components. So once again, pull over, shut the vehicle off, and call a tow truck before you are forced to potentially spend thousands of dollars on repairs.
Number 4 is waiting until your brakes grind and screech before addressing them.
Waiting until brakes grind or make noise before replacing or servicing them is never a good idea. There are many issues that can arise before that happens, which can cost you more money down the line. For example, if you feel your brake pedal pulsing or your vehicle sways when you apply the brake, it can indicate issues such as a seized caliper, clogged brake lines, and stiff brake components. Whether your vehicle is equipped with disc brakes or drum brakes, here's what they should look like. You got even pad and shoe thickness and smooth, rust-free drums and rotors. Now, if your brake pedal pulses, you will typically see that your pads are worn unevenly instead of nicely like these ones, and your slider pins may be seized like on this vehicle here. It's always important to get a brake inspection along with the suspension components at least once a year to help prevent larger repairs from adding up.
Last but not least is making sure your spark plugs always get changed on time.
Just like the fluids mentioned earlier, spark plugs do have a maintenance interval which indicates when to replace them. Failure to do so can lead to expensive damage to catalytic converters and ignition coils. It can cause your engine to stall out while on the road or it not to start in the first place. Never replacing them can also cause them to seize in place within the engine, making them a lot more difficult to remove when you finally decide it's time to replace them, and that can cause additional damage when trying to extract. So if you notice some sluggish acceleration or poor fuel economy, it just might be time for some new spark plugs.